right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in Brandon, South Dakota at the Husets Speedway, and we have a full field of 410 sprint cars here for this Tuesday high limit show. And you can see my new ride behind me. Tonight I'm going to be piloting the Shark Racing number 1A with Bobby Allen and his crew. So welcome back to today's video. So excited for this opportunity, and I feel like out of all the places we could have picked to, start in this new car, Husets is a great track, as during our Midwest tour we ran extremely well here. So it's going to be a lot of fun tonight being in a different situation, and I'm excited for you guys to ride along with me for that journey, as many of you have been around for years and seen so many different stages of my racing career. But before we get all the action going, I did want to walk up and check out the racetrack. I've spoke on it a couple times, but I just feel like Husets is a great place for me because it has a little bit of West Coast in it, kind of like California, a little similar to Skagit. Just some of those aspects feel very comfortable and makes me feel like I'm at home. And that's always good to go to a racetrack and feel that, and especially with, tonight being with Shark Racing and trying to get up to speed in that car and immediately, wanting to be comfortable and trying to adapt. It's going to be great to be at Husets, hopefully. Anyway, the night will be underway soon. They're looking at around 40 410 sprint cars, heavy hitters. Everyone's been chasing these high limit shows since they're all $23,000 to win minimum, and I think a solid $1,500 to start. But luckily, since I've been in the Midwest, you just get used to racing against such strong competition that it just feels like another race. So here soon we'll be getting suited up. We'll have hot laps, try to get up to speed, and then go lay down a lap in qualifying to begin everything. First laps in the 1A are complete. Glad I was able to get out there and just get going. I talked about how Husets felt comfortable, and that was great. Hot laps was okay, and then qualifying felt a little bit better. I think the main thing I need to work on is just trying to get off the corners, and trying to get a little bit more drive off. Make really good speed to the center, and the car turns in really, really well. I just think that if we can almost get down the straightaways, that's probably where we lose a little bit of time, and at the same time, work on just feeling more comfortable in the race car and getting it up to speed and doing my job behind the wheel. Ended up 11th in Flight B, so kind of right in the middle. We should be starting 6th in our heat race coming up, and the top 5 will transfer to tonight's main event. These guys are working hard. We're going to keep just trying to make improvements, help me out, try to make the car better every time we hit the track, and just try to conquer Husets. So this is going to be a tough heat race coming from the 3rd row. Track's going to be fast, probably difficult to pass, and that's why the start is going to be key. So not a good heat race there. To kind of walk you through it, started 6th, which I knew with the spot we were in. We kind of had an uphill battle. Little tracks like this, they're fast for heat race action, and the bottom was actually greasy basically to start the night. So as guys blew off the middle in qualifying, everybody migrated down low there for the heats, and it was just tough to pass, and it was really all about the start. I kind of got out of the throttle a little bit on the front stretch. I don't know, I thought I maybe saw a collision coming. I just messed up and just got out of the throttle too much, then kind of got tight into turn 1, and after the first lap getting out of sorts, I dropped from 6th to 7th, and then everyone kind of just spread out and did their thing. Unfortunately, now that'll put us in a B. I think we're going to be rolling off from the 2nd or 3rd row, and only 4 will transfer. It's just so tough. Qualifying is so important, and like 11th in flight B put us third row there in the heat race, and unless you're able to move forward, it's just it's very, very difficult. So we're going to keep working on the race car, still a little bit more on the free side. I'm still kind of figuring it out and, you know, adjusting and acclimating, and these guys are doing a good job. So we're going to keep after it and try to get through one of these lower mains. Well, an early ending to our night here at Husets. Was hoping we could get through the B. Knew we might have been in a difficult position starting on the outside. That kind of hindered us in the heat, kind of hindered us there. It's just the bottom's still greasy. Everyone's trying to fly into turn 1, and it's easy for guys to push. And if you're on the outside and basically get pinned up there, you know, it kind of just lets guys from the rows behind down low be able to sneak on by. So that's kind of what happened there on the first lap, and then I kind of got almost actually tagged the fence off of 4, and then kind of took a lap or 2, and then finally got going, and I think ran some of my, you know, better laps of the day. Just kind of got in a rhythm, was able to stick the bottom, started working the top in 3 and 4, and made 2 passes and felt good doing so. And as much as it sucks, that was the goal tonight, just to work on getting comfortable, and I finally started to feel that there. Wanted to be in the show, wanted to qualify a little bit better. You know, you always want to unload and just be fast as can be, but unfortunately, Rome, you hear the saying, Rome wasn't built in a day, so we're going to keep working on it. Glad that we got our first night under the belt. The car's sitting here, and we are now going to move forward, you know, working towards Jackson, and glad that we got a race in before we actually, you know, have to start the outlaw shows and, you know, running with those guys. So pits are just about all cleared out, and I have a fan that wants to be in the video here. First, I have to say I love your cowboy hat. What's your name?
Dustin.
And where are you from?
Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls. Is this home?
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Well, a lot of great fans here. We were just out for the last 45 minutes signing autographs here. Had a little nice line behind the 1A. Really cool to see our Midwest fans, and I'm excited, you know, for this whole deal because getting the opportunity to head a little bit farther east. I always hear about, you know, Ohio, PA, and all the greatness out there. So we're gonna see a lot of you guys on this journey. Well, figured I'd end the video right up here where we started it. Of course, you know, I wanted to have a little bit better debut in the 1A. I'd be lying if I said tonight was like stellar, but I feel like we accomplished some things in the sense of just, you know, trying to get me comfortable and keep making some little changes, you know, never running anyone else's sprint car besides mine and the Brian Crockett I-1 a couple times back home. You almost forget how difficult it is to jump in other equipment and make it go fast. And there's so many factors, especially as in sprint cars, there's, you know, many different components, different brands, different brake systems, different shocks, different wings. The list, quite frankly, goes on, and you know, I'm a firm believer that the little things matter. So, you know, these guys have a completely different package that absolutely can go fast, just different than my family car, and so it's probably going to take a couple nights, but I feel like today, especially, you know, those last couple of, you know, laps around Husets in the B main, they felt 10 times better than, you know, earlier. And I actually think our result on paper tonight had potential to still be decent as we were getting going. We just needed, you know, maybe a 10th in qualifying. A 10th in qualifying bumps us from maybe starting where we were at in the heat race to, you know, a row ahead. And if you gain a 10th and a half, then all of a sudden you're maybe looking at the front row of a heat. And with how difficult it was to pass the majority of this whole entire show, just Husets today stayed a little bit more narrower. That would have been huge to, you know, have that track position. And with all that, I want to give a big thank you to the whole Shark Racing team. These guys welcomed me with open arms today. They worked with me throughout the night, and it was just a fun experience and a good way to kick things off. And I can't lie, it feels good just to have the whole first night out of the way. It almost felt like your first day at school. You know, you're working with new people, you know, you're in a new car, and you're wanting to do your job to the best of your ability and give good feedback and work on, you know, making the whole team better and making the car faster and, you know, trying to run farther up front. And so for me right now, literally, I'm blocking out just about everything besides just trying to make this race car go fast. That's my primary goal, and I want to do all I can for the team because they're doing all they can for me. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. That kind of wraps up Husets High Limit. Now it's time to jump on these outlaw shows and, you know, see some places I've never been to before, but before we know it, we'll also be back home to places I've been well at. And just looking forward to the experience, bringing you guys along with, you know, with me for this journey. It's really crazy that we're here, and just like I said, glad the first night's out of the way, and we're only up and onward from here to hopefully some big things ahead. So thanks to Shark Racing, thanks to my family for supporting me, thanks to all you guys for being here, and we're gonna make it happen. Deuces.